Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
Tonight, whatever you want to call it, we'll be talking about The Flash, Season 1, Episode, 19.
Who is Harrison Wells?
Sure.
The first thing I have is that Caitlin has disbelief about Wells being her first Flash.
She does. She doesn't want to believe it because, it would put a damper on everything she's been through with him, and she doesn't want that to happen. Like, I mean, if you found out you were working for a bad guy this whole time, wouldn't you start to question the motives of everything you've done since you've met him?
And I mean, you know, like she told Barry, when everything happened in those 9 months when he was in a coma, like, she lost her fiance, she lost, you know, her reputation and everything, and he was the one that stuck by her. And, like, he got everybody to believe that he was this person. And, you know...
It's not because he studied him so much.
Yeah. And so, it's natural for her to have disbelief.
Yeah.
And not want to believe that. I mean, it took Barry a while, too. So...
It did. Not as long, because he hasn't been with him since forever, but...
Cisco and Joe went to Starling City.
They did. And, like, okay, this is where we get into Arrow territory, but, like, seriously, I'm fangirling. Like, we get the choker necklace thing that represents the canary cry, which is named by Cisco, of course, at the end of the episode. And I'm like, ah! We get, Joe commenting on, what's her dad's name?
Quentin. Captain Lance.
Yeah, on Captain Lance's relationship with his daughter, Laurel, who is the Black Canary, and is the assistant DA, and, like, commenting on their relationship, and actually kind of helping Lance deal with the secret that Laurel hid from him for so long. And that makes me look forward to tomorrow night's episode, like... Is that going to have any effect on their family or relationship?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is he going to... I mean, that's going to be a long time for forgiveness. That's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But to work on the forgiving can start the second he said okay. And,
yeah, and I liked that those two characters were on the episode.
Yeah. And, the way that, Laurel told Cisco, she's like, so how's Barry and Caitlin, and, you know, like, how's the Flash? And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, oh, I have plenty of friends, like, no, he asked how he knew her, or how she knew who he was. That's what it was.
And she's like, I know Oliver's the Arrow, and I know Barry's the Flash.
No, she said, I know Felicity Smoke, John Diggle, and Oliver Queen.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, 3 people who have absolutely nothing in common. And then she said, I know Oliver's the Arrow and Barry's the Flash. I'm the Black Canary. He's like, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Look on his face. Oh my gosh. I was like, ah.
Yeah. She's like, and I'm the Black Canary.
Like, the way she said it, I was like, ha.
He's like, I love you. I love...
Yeah. Like, when he said I love you, like, her eyes just sparkled, like she knew what he meant, and she's like, I'm fine, like, I'm getting recognition for it now.
Yeah.
I'm not just being my sister, I'm getting recognition for what I've been doing. And so, like, to know that he's a fan of her work, specifically her work, not her sister's work, but her work.
Yeah.
Like, I think that put a whole new jump in her step.
I do too.
And, they found the skull.
Yeah.
The body.
Yeah, they found, Well, Joe, Cisco, and Captain Lance found the real Harrison Wells remains. And...
yeah. It was pretty creepy how the coffee just floated into the air. I mean, I was like, ah, snap!
Because there was tachyon particles.
Yeah. A whole bunch of tachyon stuff going on.
Shapeshifter bad.
Shapeshifter bad? That's what she wrote?
I just said bad because he's like, you know, making people think that they're this person and they're not.
Yeah. So in Central City. Okay. The name sounds so familiar.
There's
It's
Coast
so similar.
City and there's Central City.
There's Coast City, Central City, and Starling City. They
Yeah.
all start with similar sounds, and it's hard to keep them all just where we are. But in Central City, we have what Barry, Iris, Eddie, and Caitlin are dealing with is the morphing dude.
Oh.
I wanted to say Animorph.
Shapeshifter.
The Animorph. I'm
Shapeshifter, right?
Yeah, the shapeshifter. But it's not animals he's morphing into, damn it.
It's humans.
Yes.
He's a metahuman.
Yes.
His name is Hannibal Bates.
Because that's not... yeah.
Honey.
Right.
I know they can't see me, but like the Animorph thing when I was a kid, because I was afraid that little bug, their like villain, was gonna crawl into my ear and
The
take
York.
over. That like I used to wrap the blankets around my head when I went to sleep, so nothing would get in my ears and take over. Because I wanted to keep my superpowers.
Your superpowers were you an Animorph?
I was such an Animorph.
Wow.
I always wanted to be one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read the one about the future and how they all got turned by Yerks.
That day.
It was one of my favorite books. Okay. Back to the thing. What we were talking about, the shapeshifter.
So yeah, he turned into Eddie, he turned into Caitlin, he turned into Iris, he turned into Barry.
And then at the end he turned into the Flash.
Yeah. And the Flash had to fight himself.
Yeah. Which was very weird.
It was weird to
shot people.
And he
Because
shot
it was-
2 cops.
It was the guy that shapeshifted into him. And for all you Snowberry fans, just keep in mind that wasn't
Not
really Barry.
Okay.
That, my friend,
see, people are
was
using-
a shapeshifter.
People are using the fact that they're like, yeah, but even though it wasn't really him, she kissed him back, so that means that she likes him. And I'm just like...
No, there's such thing as getting caught up in a kiss. You don't have to kiss someone like that. I mean, okay, she pushed away the second time, and then he pulled her back in, and she's like, well, I'm not gonna get away, obviously. Why not enjoy it? It was probably pretty nice for her. And she hasn't been kissed since Ronnie went away. So why not enjoy the moment? And then she realized that when Iris came up the elevator, she's like, oh, crap.
It was really awkward. I'm just like, oh.
And then when she rescued him, it was even more awkward for her.
Yeah.
And then he took her hand, and that was even doubly awkward.
But that was the first time we've actually seen Iris in Star Labs since, like, you know, he was in a coma.
Yeah, we've never actually seen her in Star Labs.
Yeah. We just know that she went there to visit Barry.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Which, actually, the next thing that I have is Barry and Iris. When he, like...
Comforted her?
Yeah, hand-holding in the hug thing.
Yeah, when he was promising her that he'd get Eddie out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Eddie was arrested for shooting and killing cops.
Which he did not do.
Eh. And...
But like he said in the previous episode, he just wants her to be happy and, like, you know, he'll try to help Eddie if he can because he knows that she means a lot to him.
Yeah. Eddie, like, I'm trying so hard not to like Eddie. I am. Because he's the Thawne, and I know it's going to come and stab me in the back that I actually like him as a character.
I'm just kind of, like, not. I'm, like, just kind of acting.
I mean, like, I hate how he's with Iris.
I'm being very, like, neutral about it. I don't, you know, he does things that are decent and good, but I know ultimately that
he's going to be bad.
Yeah, so
because he's a Thawne.
So I try to just be, like, neutral about the character instead of being like, oh, I like him, or oh, I don't like him. So.
I mean, I liked Harrison Wells the whole time. I liked him. But I also realized that he was going to be evil.
Yeah.
But I liked him up until that point, and then I liked him
but
for
then
other
when we
reasons.
found out what actually happened, then it was like, oh, wow, I actually really feel sorry for him because that happened.
Yeah, I feel sorry for
because he
Harrison
actually
Wells,
was a
he's
really
dead.
brilliant man. Like, he was.
Yeah, like in the very first few moments of this episode, we got to see a line that happened between Eobard and Harrison Wells that we did not see in last week's episode.
Yeah.
Which was Eobard was telling Harrison that him and Tess,
or Tess, I think it's Tess.
Okay. Tess Mercer.
Tess Morgan, I think.
I know, but...
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Tess makes me think Smallville. That him and Tess would ultimately create Star Labs and have a particle accident, but that he needed to speed things up or something like that.
Yeah.
So he killed them and took over his body. Or, well, you know, shifted into him using technology.
Yep.
Whereas the bad guy this episode did not have to use technology. He used the powers he got from the particle explosion.
Yeah. But yeah, like, when we actually learned about Harrison Wells and, like, saw the flashback and everything, I was like, wow, he's actually a really, really, you know, interesting person.
Yeah. He seemed really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Eobard has been doing a really good job of actually pretending to be him. From the little bit that I've seen of the real Harrison Wells, Eobard's been doing really good at pretending to be him, at having his mannerisms and everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Except for when things get serious. Then he kind of, like, reverts back.
Yeah.
To, like, this is my place, I'm gonna kick your butt. Because I own this place, yo.
Yep.
What's the next thing?
I had Shapeshifter turned into Barry, but we already talked about that. Iris is intuitive because she was able to determine, like, that the guy was left-handed and Eddie's right-handed, and the same with, like, Barry, you know, being him as Barry was left-handed and Barry's right-handed.
Yeah, but she didn't notice that Harrison did.
No, I know.
Eobard thought.
Yeah. But the thing with Eddie, she did. So I thought that was cool that she did that.
Yeah. I thought she'd maybe see a slice of a picture with the real Eddie coming over the fence or something. Like, I thought that's what we missed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, he's left-handed, not right-handed. And I'm like, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I liked that they had her do
What I don't like is that they made Caitlin stupid enough to fall for believing that Barry actually wanted to kiss her. Like,
maybe she secretly wanted that.
Well, she probably did. I mean, the guys... I secretly want that. Not that it's a secret, but, you know, like...
That's why people are saying, you know, she did that because she liked him. It's
Well, you can think someone's hot and want to kiss them without actually liking them.
I know that, but that's the argument that fans of them are making.
It's because they don't want to be wrong.
They're using that because the fact that it wasn't really Barry isn't valid anymore. Like,
it's very valid.
No, I mean
It's
the fact
valid.
that
it's very valid.
Barry is valid, and that he okay, never mind.
No, I understand what you're saying. The fact that he isn't really
like
Barry.
because he isn't Barry, like they can't use that now. They have to be like, oh, well, the reason she did it back was because she liked him and she wanted that. And since it wasn't actually Barry doing it, they can't be that it was mutual because it was the shapeshifter doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And also, I mean, like, he was really firm and confident in himself and what he was doing.
Yeah.
And whether or not you are in a relationship, that's attractive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, having a very hot,
You'd think that she
sexy
would have
face-
wondered, though. She would have been like,
No.
what are you doing? Like, why are you
Yeah.
acting all, like, different, you know?
Yeah, and then, like, he's like, oh, her. It's
'Cause
like,
she's a scientist. Like, you'd think that she would put two and two together.
yeah,
and
she
be
knows
like,
what the crap is going on.
Yeah, and be like, oh, maybe the shapeshifter changed into Barry.
Yeah. Ask him the girl in the elevator's name.
Yeah.
Because apparently Iris is a her now.
Which is not fair. Okay. Found Wells remains. We talked about that. Barry, Caitlin, and Cisco make the discovery about Wells at the end.
They do. Barry held her hand as they walked out of the damn labs. We understand that. And Caitlin was a little flustered by that. Because she's dealing with the aftermath of the kiss of which Barry knows nothing about. Even though it was not Barry's lips on hers.
I don't think she's gonna even tell him that.
Oh, I don't think she would. I wouldn't.
Just be like, that was just a thing that happened. Never mind.
That was my dream. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, at
Daydreaming.
the end, the three of them found his room where
Mm-hmm.
he talks to Gideon.
Yeah, but they didn't talk to Gideon, and I wanted them to talk to Gideon.
They just saw the article from the paper.
Yeah. Flash vanishes in crisis, April 24th.
It said 25th.
24th.
It did?
April 24th,
Because I thought it said
2024.
25th. Whatever.
I'm pretty
24th,
sure it's the
25th.
24th.
Alright.
Pretty sure. Really? Pretty sure. Good lord, I can't talk.
Whatever. It was in the future.
Yes.
And I loved Cisco's reaction. What the frack?
Right. What the frack? And like I'm really wondering how they're gonna do Caitlin's Killer Frost.
Yeah.
You know, because like what the crap is gonna happen?
Yeah, I want to know how that's
Like-
going to come into play too.
Unless she like, I mean, because Firestorm's gonna be around for like a long time, or he better be. And, you know, like, she still has to help him, and she knows that Ronnie is a good guy.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna change no matter who the crap Harrison Wells Eobard Thawne is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, would she leave her fiance for a life of crime? I mean, they better not make Killer Frost good. Good lord. I don't want that.
They probably aren't. I don't think they will.
So,
I mean, they might change things up a little bit, but I think that they'll stick with the fact that she'll be evil.
Okay, you want to talk about previews for next week?
Sure.
I totally fangirled over it.
Next week is called The Trap, and it's the one that has the flashbacks in it to when Barry was in a coma.
I'm really looking forward to that.
In the promo, they didn't show anything for that, but
Nope.
I just know that from the description and stuff. And the pictures that came out for it, the promotional pictures. But in the promo, we saw Barry trying to catch a bullet, and then he falls down, and like Iris is like, oh my gosh.
I think
So
that Harrison was because it showed Harrison with the gun standing up and shooting.
yeah, and it's also the one where Barry's like, face me now, and
Yeah. So
and he's like, you will die, and that's next week's when Harrison says that.
So what I think is that Harrison shot at Iris, and Barry ran in front of her, showing her who he is,
trying to catch the
bullet and save her life. I fangirled, like, really bad on the couch. I was, like, fanning myself with both hands and, like, bouncing a little. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Whether or not that's what happens, like, that's still a great shot. So.
But yeah, like, I'm excited for it. Looks really good, and
It does.
yeah.
I can't wait. So besides that, you will be seeing us tomorrow night for Arrow reviews and Supernatural reviews. And then on Friday with our friend, we do reviews for The Messengers, that cool new show that's been showing since last week. If you haven't seen that, you best check it out.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should need to watch it, like, now. Like, go on your computer, go on Hulu or on CWTV.com and watch the first episode of The Messengers, because it is amazing, and you will not regret it. I promise you.
Very much so.
Okay. I'm not going to be here on Friday for the review, but we are going to try to, like, do one of those Google Hangout things where I can still be a part of it, but I'm just going to be in a different location.
Yeah.
So, but I will still give my thoughts about it.
Yeah. We're going to try our best to work.
If I
work it out.
can't, then I will, like, record separately and, like, send it, and we'll just put it in with it if you want to do that.
Or, I don't know. Maybe we would just attach it to the end of the video.
Yeah, you could do that.
So it would be a little longer with the 2 cents of me and our friend, and then hers on the end.
Yeah.
What, you haven't actually given yourself a name, okay? So don't. I have to keep saying my friend because you're not named.
I legit choked on water.
I saw
It
that.
wasn't in reference to anything you said.
Okay, well, it seemed like it. What?
I don't have a name.
No, you
I
don't.
said, are you okay?
Yeah. When you cough, it means you're breathing, so you're totally cool. If you're not coughing, you probably need to check your friend out.
Well, I'm not coughing. Is there something wrong with me? Oh.
As long as you have a pulse and you're breathing, you're fine.
So what if you're breathing and you don't have a pulse? Because that seems to be my problem.
Then you're weird. Vampire.
Maybe that should be my name. I mean, I do sparkle.
Vampires don't sparkle.
They don't.
Okay.
They don't.
So, and as always, Sundays for Once Upon a Time, but that's not a CW show.
It's
So,
ABC.
until next time, keep believing in the impossible.